Being recorded.
So how much is the net profit that we have? But in this case, it is loss. For 2018 is how much? 28,700, Abby.
Yes.
For 2019, it is how much?
25,500.
2020 is how much?
2200.
Then the next thing you want to do is to add back disallowed expenses, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember? Now,
Yes, sir.
salaries and wages is allowed. Transport and traveling is allowed. Depreciation is disallowed. But the pata of them all. How much is depreciation?
6,800.
6,800.
6,800.
Then the next one.
7,530.
Then the next one.
7,530.
Then
Your background is
8,000.
noisy. Mute.
Then we have rent and rate. Donations to social clubs is disallowed. So we have donations. How much is the donation?
100, 0, and
We have
250.
100.
Hello, tutor.
Hello.
Sorry, can you make another person a co-host to be muting all these
Okay.
noise in the background?
What's your name? So let me make you a co-host too, since you suggested it.
Man.
I know you'll be very swift in doing your job. All right. Donations, right? Then we have general provisions for bad debt, right? General provisions. How much is the general provisions? We have 1,850, right?
150. 1,750.
1,750. And how much do we have here? 1,800.
1,800.
Right. So total, what's the total of the three? Ẹ bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ o. Figure me, please.
2018 is 19,950.
19,950.
Yes.
So 2019 is how much?
16,220.
You mean 68 plus 800 plus 1,850
No.
give you 19?
68 plus 100 plus 1,850.
No, that figure is too much. What do you have?
8,750.
8,750.
8,750, you said?
750. Yes.
750. Yeah.
Next one. 7,530 plus 1,750. Please, what do you have?
9,280.
9,280.
9,280.
Yes, sir.
Then the next one, what do you have? Total, please.
10,650.
10,000.
650.
650.
Like this, Abby.
Yes, sir.
So you then have adjusted profit. So how much is adjusted profit?
The first one, 19,950.
19,950.
19.
Then the next one.
16,220.
16,220.
15.
16.
16,220. Then the other one.
$9,550.
9,500.
What do you say?
9,550.
Like this.
Yes.
All right. So now summary of the total adjusted loss in the pioneer period.
You're hungry. You know what?
So we have 2018. How much is the loss? 19,950. 2019 is how much? 16,220. 2020 is how much? 958.
9550.
So total loss
45,720.
$45,720.
accumulated loss 45,750. You said
No, 720.
45,720.
750. Is it
720.
clear now?
Yes.
All right. So if that's clear, let's now come and solve our question. Question says we should first determine the adjusted profit for the relevant period. So let's say determination of adjusted profit for 2022 year of assessment, right?
Yes.
So net profit is how much? So we are using this
14,930.
operational result now. Is what we are using for this one. Are you with me? We have 14,930.
930.
Add,
I have a question.
yes.
So I thought we are going to bring in the from pioneer periods. I thought we were going to calculate the adjusted profit here, not on the working.
So the relevant period for tax purposes is the post-pioneer period because they do not pay tax in the pioneer period.
Okay. So now what we are doing now, we are doing the question now, the A part.
Yes, exactly. That's this day part we are doing now. Right. So let's look at the disallowable expenses. So let's start. We have salaries and wages allowed, repairs and maintenance.
Depreciation.
Repairs and maintenance. Let's pick them line by line. This repairs and maintenance as an issue. So let's look at the additional information regarding repairs and maintenance. But total repairs and maintenance was made up of repairs of manufacturing industrial plant, which is allowed. Maintenance of building is allowed, but improvement to building is disallowed. Do you remember? Yeah.
You capitalized.
Yeah, it should be capitalized. And we did that in computing our capital allowances. Let's go back to our body. So we have depreciation, right?
Yes.
How much is depreciation?
15,300. 15,300.
15,300. Then we have rent and rate, Abby. Let's check
Yes.
if there are additional information to this rent and rate. Do we have any additional information to rent and rate? No, we do not
No.
have any, Abby. So it is disallowed. It is allowable. Rent and rate is allowable. General administrative expenses. You need to check also for this because there are usually items in general and admin expenses that may be disallowed for tax purposes. So let's check general and admin expenses. So we have transport and
Mhm.
traveling allowed, advertisement allowed, transfer to revenue reserve disallowed, right?
Yes.
Transfer to revenue. Figure me, please.
1,300. 1,300. Legal fees.
Let's check again. The next thing is legal fees, obviously. Let's check what makes up the legal fee. Collection of trade debts allowed.
Fine.
Fine for late
It's
filing
allowed.
is disallowed. Fine for late filing is disallowed. Anything fine and penalty is always disallowed because fines can be avoided. It can be avoided. And also legal expenses on new shares is allowed because new shares is an equity item and so should form part of the items in statement of financial position, right? The next item we have is what? Audit and accountancy fee. Ideally, that should be allowed. Allowance for doubtful debts. This one too used to have various issues in it. So let's check what makes up allowance for doubtful debts. We have bad debt written off allowed.
Okay.
Specific provision allowed.
Allowed.
General provision disallowed.
Disallowed.
How much is that?
3,700.
So let's go back again and check. Bank charges is allowed. I think with that we've exhausted all the allowable, all the disallowable expenses. So total, please figure me. Eba mi tẹ
Ambo.
22,900.
22,
900.
right? Then deduct non-taxable income.
Sorry, I have a question. Sorry.
Please go ahead.
Why is legal expenses on new share? It's not allowed.
Yes, because new shares is an equity component. Shares is an equity component. So it's more or less a capital item. And you know, when I was giving you lists, when we were doing adjusted profit, I said capital item, anything capital in nature is allowed for tax purposes. So we were told that they have dividend income. Dividend is non-taxable, right? Because it's franked investment income. So what do we have as dividend?
Cross up.
1,200, have it?
1,200.
So adjusted,
Sorry, please, I have a question.
please go ahead.
Dividend income grossed up. What's the implication?
It doesn't have any implication. Don't mind the examiner.
Thank you.
Welcome. So total,
Minus 1, 2.
36,630.
630.
86.
630.
30.
So with this, we've provided solution to question A, the question, and with this, you've been able to get your 13 marks. Just like that. Very cheap. So now to do the B
Where
part,
did you get this income from? Please.
have you seen it? I highlighted it just now.
Yes, sir. Finish.
All right. So let's move on.
Sir, please, sorry, I have a question. Is bad debt recovered a taxable income?
Yeah, to an extent, but I just advise that you ignore it. To an extent, it's taxable income. Because the idea is that you wrote it off before, and when you wrote it off, it was allowable expenses. So if it is now recovered, you should add it back to your income and should be taxable.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. So the B part now,
B part, tax
determination
liability.
of tax liability for 2022 year of assessment, right? So we have adjusted profit. What do you have as that?
36,
36,
630.
60. Deduct loss relief, right? So loss brought forward, how much?
40
The total loss we calculated for the pioneer period,
is down.
right? So you saw the reason why we did that computation, because I knew you were going to ask that. Why did we do it?
Okay.
So this is the reason why we did it. So you pick the 45,720, and that's the loss brought forward. So
So all will be deducted at once in the
yes, all
first year.
yes. Loss relief. So how much? You cannot relieve more than the profit, right?
40.
You cannot relieve more than the profit.
Yes.
So it is the loss relief is restricted to the profit. So you have 36,630, 36,630,
The balance.
right? Then you have expired loss. How much is the expired loss? That's the difference now.
Unexpired.
Eh?
9,090. Unexpired loss.
It has expired actually because it's not going to be, it's only useful for 1 year of assessment.
Okay. Okay.
Ideally, for all companies, it should be
90.
unexpired. But for the losses you make in the pioneer period, it is just for 1 year. Do you understand? So in that case, that one is a
Okay.
law. Do you get it?
I didn't
No,
get
sir, please, that's not clear.
here.
When I was explaining in the, when was I explaining stuff? I should know I explained, sha. When I was explaining it before, we said that loss made in the pioneer period will be carried forward to the post-pioneer period. But the law provides that that
Yes,
loss
that's correct.
will be absorbed just for a year. You understand? Will be absorbed for just a year. So it means any loss that is not absorbed a year after the pioneer period will expire in the post-pioneer period. Do you understand? A year after the post-pioneer period, meaning that any loss, the difference between this 45,720 and 36,630 cannot be taken to 2023. So it means it's elapsed this year. It's lapsed this year. Do you understand it now? Figure me, please.
9,090.
So we have 90, 90, like this, Abi.
Yes.
So what's the difference here? You have nil, Abi.
Yes.
Then you have capital allowance for the year. So you come here, you see the reason why you computed the capital allowance too. You pick the total capital allowances for the year, 23,218, right?
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Yes, sir. Please, what if the adjusted profit was adjusted loss? So that means the unrelieved loss from the pioneer period, what would happen to it then?
If assuming the adjusted profit was 36 and assuming the adjusted profit was 36, assuming the adjusted profit was 45 and the loss is 36, Abi?
No. I mean, the
No.
adjusted that, assuming it's a loss, not a profit now. So what will happen to those, to the two losses?
So the loss, the 36,630 will be carried forward indefinitely. But the loss that you brought from the pioneer period has ended a year after the pioneer period.
So whether it is profit or not, ends that year.
It ends
Period.
in a year after the pioneer period.
All right. Okay.
Sorry, please, let me get this picture very well. Assuming that 36,630 is a loss, and we have a loss that we brought up from pioneer period, and we cannot relieve the loss, it means that 45,720 has gone forever.
Exactly. You get the point.
So the following year now, we now take that 36,630 forward.
Exactly. That was the idea.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. So you have 23,318, Abi.
Yes.
Utilized capital allowance. How much is the capital allowance utilized? You didn't utilize anything in the year of assessment, right?
Zero.
So it means you have capital allowance that you can carry forward to the next year, right?
Yes.
Sir, please, I'm not following. No, there is a place that is a bit confused to me.
So where can I find
Hello,
you?
sir. Please, this loss relief, is it from the question, the 36,630, or the one we solved?
The one we solved. The one we solved.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
So total profit. Nilabi.
Yes.
Because since so CIT.
No.
CIT. You need to check the turnover of the company to know what is the rate. So the turnover is 102 million 102 100 million 500,000 Abi. The new
Yes.
CIT is at 30%, Abi. That's how much? Nail. Right?
30,750,000.
Nail. So you have which one did you compute? PT at 2.5%. What do you have? So what's 2.5% of 36,630? Ebamete.
915.7.
915.7.
0.7.
So are we not going to calculate minimum tax?
Companies in the first
Exactly
4
my
years.
question.
Companies in the
Sir?
first 4 years of commencement do not pay minimum tax.
Okay, since it's still a pioneer company, we assume that they are just starting operation.
It's not because it's in the first year of the post-pioneer period, so it's under commencement rule. Do not pay minimum tax.
Thank you.
And that is the end of it. But don't forget that in the exam, you are required to write a report. So you are expected to draft a report. and then the report will contain the above information. So all of these are appendix to your
Sorry,
report. I cannot hear you.
Just sorry. Well, a quick question. What not
Yes.
relating to this topic actually. I came through while checking through the past questions. I came across this thing. PIA, Petroleum Industrial Act or
Petroleum Industry
something.
Act.
Yeah, has it replaced PPTA? Or
Yes.
they are it has so they are not going to you said?
Is not PPTA is not texted again. It's no longer examinable.
Wow, thank you. And please all right, thank you.
I have a video lecture on PIA already. If you are following on YouTube, you will get it.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so it's already on the YouTube channel. But
the link, let me
there's going to be a live
Can I
class
get the
again.
link?
There's going to be a live class for an additional PIA lecture. But I already have PIA.
The
So
which YouTube is it Apex
no.
tutorial?
The personal one, the Ogunjunolukule one. You know, there are two YouTube links. We have Apex and we have Ogunjunolukule.
Please drop the link on WhatsApp so we can follow you and watch it.
Okay, no problem. I will do that.
But the PIA say that is the hydrocarbon tax, right? Or
Yeah,
I'm mixing
hydrocarbon
it
tax
up.
and CITA.
You are too good. You are too good. Thank you very much.
Welcome. So I'll be having additional classes already. I mean, on it, the periods will be communicated across. That's what I wanted to do today, but I felt the notice is too short, and we have some people who might be interested in it beyond. So I will pre-inform you the day of doing the what's the name, the PIA. But for the sake of emphasis, my next class is going to be on double taxation agreement. So that's it. Any question?
No question, just to know when will the next class hold? When will be our next class?
When will it be?
It should hold this weekend by God's grace, possibly on Saturday or Sunday. I don't know. On Saturday. The thing is, I just changed. I mean, I had the need to change job and all of that. So the transition has been hectic. That's why I've not been showing up. But going forward, I'll be showing up now because I've been able to manage everything. I know onboarding can be difficult.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.